Well, you recall that when I said I wasn't going to speak for him again, I said I will not speak for a man that I don't understand his position on important national issues. I say I will not speak for a man who, even if he wins and Nigerians give him his vote, he does not have what it takes. He does not have the capacity to even secure his own victory. So the issue of saying whether the coalition will be affected, the coalition will not be affected in any way. Peter Obi, within 6 months, changed parties 3 times. You could recall, since he defected to NDC, I've not taken it as anything serious or anything relevant to bother myself. Because by December 30th, he was a member of Labour Party. By December 31st, he was a member of ADC. By May 3rd, he is a member of NDC. I am sure, if not for the restriction in the Electoral Act, before the close of the registration or the membership time, I'm sure he will be a member of another party. That is his nature. But let me say it. Changing parties is not what questions your capacity, your competence, or your character. It is the reason that you adduced for changing the party. Peter Obi said, I don't have a problem with David Mark, meaning he didn't have a problem with the ADC. He said, I don't have a problem with Atiku Abubakar, meaning he does not have any problem with the aspirants. Then what is the reason he gave? He said, I don't like challenges. I don't like trouble. ADC is going through challenges, legal and otherwise. And I like to run away to where there is peace, to where there is no trouble. And I now ask, how can this same man ask Nigerians to entrust Nigeria in his care when Nigeria is the most challenged country in the world today? Nigeria is both physically and mentally challenged in all capacity. Nigeria is the 4th most terrorized nation on earth. Nigeria has borrowed itself to bankruptcy. Nigeria, as I'm talking to you, the bandits tie people on the tree and put fire under them to burn them. In Kwara, in Kogi, in Niger. So how can a man who says running away from challenges be able to face the challenges we are facing in Nigeria today? I am sorry. The Peter Obi's temperament and his capacity is incompatible with the requirement of Nigeria of today. So the ADC cannot possibly be missing anything. Recall that before he came to ADC in December 31st, his political career was already dead. He was losing his polling unit in his own state by the gubernatorial candidate that he chose by himself. Recall that even when one member of the House of Assembly of Labour Party died, they fielded his widow to know whether they can get the sympathy of the people. But because of the rejection of Anambra people to Peter Obi's leadership star, they still voted against the innocent widow. So recall that before he entered ADC, his political career was already dead. So dead that he could not even enter ADC from his own state, Anambra State. He entered ADC from Enugu State, my own state, where he believed that the toxic on the toxin will not overwhelm him. So ADC actually gave him a lifeline. Peter Obi needed ADC. ADC did not need him because we were already moving on without him. So when he came into ADC with his normal toxic followers, with their own penchant of not wanting democracy at the primary level or at the secondary level, obviously, I knew he was going to go. Let me reveal one secret to you. The first day I was consulted in this coalition, and that was before the unveiling, they asked me, so how is the possibility of ADC performing in the Southeast? I told them plainly and straight away, don't build anything on Peter Obi because he's not going to contest under ADC because he will eventually leave. Why was I so sure? Because he's a man that has morbid fear for primary election. He has never been in one, and he will not be in one until he finishes his political career. He became a governor. He entered into primary election. He failed and lost to Ralph Mosu in Apga. And then he still managed to find the leaders to cancel that primary, and they still gave him the ticket. That was how he became governor. And so when he gave the reason of challenges, of course, he lied, because his main reason is that he does not want to face the primary election. And let me tell you another thing. because ADC was fully prepared to convince the whole world that P2B is not interested in democracy. When he came into ADC, he gave a condition that he should be allowed to produce the National Organization Secretary, National Organizing Secretary, NOS. And the reason he gave is that so that he will be the one to conduct the primary. And ADC said, fine, take. When we were doing the e-registration, P2B again and his followers asked to be in charge of the e-registration. And that was why they put my sister, Aisha Yusuf, to be in charge and Obi aid, so that all the members of ADC in the primary will be determined by P2B. And then P2B was to organize the primary. That was why you did not hear him say, this primary is dollarized, is monetized. That's the reason I'm going. Because he was to be the one to organize the primary. Yet, he was still afraid of free and fair election. Not, of course, of zoning. Because he went to even southern aspirants in order for them to step down for him. So he's a man who is afraid of free and fair primary election. So he left. Of course, I knew he was going to leave. And then ADC is moving on.